Hi, and welcome to Thrive Thursday. Every Thursday, I share a recipe on this channel that's made with Thrive Life freeze-dried foods to show you how quick and easy it is to make meals using shelf-stable freeze-dried ingredients. My thing is, when it comes to living off your food storage, there's no excuse to have to live off beans and rice when you can make amazing, gourmet, delicious meals like these in just a matter of a few minutes. And they're healthy and delicious. So today I'm going to show you a cheeseburger pasta dish. So we're gonna combine it. I've got my right there on the stove. I've got my pasta cooking right now because that takes a little bit of time. And because I have this little burner that takes forever to get up to temperature, I have 4 cups of water coming to a boil on here. And so I'll go ahead and I'll tilt the camera down and show you how easy and quick it is to make this cheeseburger pasta dish. This is like a 1-pan, well, I guess kind of 2 because you have your pasta. But technically I could have done it all in the same pan. I should have thought of that. I could have cooked the pasta, left the water in, and continued to make everything else, but that's okay. It's a 2-pan dinner dish. So be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, in the video description, there is a link to my Thrive Life website where you can purchase any of these freeze-dried food ingredients. Some really smart ways you can get a little bit each month and build up your food storage. And also some links to a printable version of this recipe on my blog and all that fun stuff. So be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a recipe. And let's get to it. So I've started here with 4 cups of water, getting it up to a boil. We're going to add our diced beef. Now, for this recipe, you could actually use the sausage crumbles or even ground beef from Thrive Life. They make both those. I love the sausage crumbles, but it would be great. It just kind of would be a different dynamic, different flavor to the recipe, but an easy substitution. With this diced beef, it's kind of like chopped up steak. It's really good. So we're just going to add this and add all of our freeze-dried ingredients to the hot water. Remember, the hotter the water, the faster it'll rehydrate. Look at these chopped onions. Do you see how full that can is? I just opened that can. These are chopped onions. Thrive calls them the tearless onions because you don't have to cut them, peel them, anything. There they are. We're going to add about a third of a cup of chopped onions. The onions from Thrive Life, they're so convenient and easy. I love them. And then this is Thrive Life garlic. We're going to add about a tablespoon of the freeze-dried garlic. Again, another one that we keep on hand all the time. And then this is one of my favorite seasonings. This is just from Red Robin. It's a Red Robin seasoning mix. It has a little bit of a saltiness to it and some vegetable flavoring. And so you can get it from Red Robin, but you could also use any of your favorite seasonings that your family prefers. So you could use, onion powder, garlic powder, onion salt, garlic salt, seasoned salt, anything like that your family likes. You could put in instead of that Red Robin seasoning. That one, I just love it. We buy quite a few of them and always have them on hand because they're just really good. So as these are cooking, I'm going to add, this is Thrive Life cheese sauce. So this is really good. Some people compare it to like your boxed macaroni and cheese. It's like the cheese powder in that. I don't feel like it has as much of a fake, artificial, processed taste to it. It's not too bad. So I'm going to add 4 generous tablespoons to our meat and onion and garlic and water there. And then next, we're going to add, this is the bechamel sauce. Now, if you haven't tried Thrive Life sauces, oh my goodness, try some. They are so delicious and so good. They work as like a thickening agent for soups. You can make gravies out of them. You can add them something like this to just kind of help thicken and make a sauce. They are really good and they're really versatile. You can add them to tons of different things. The bechamel is kind of your basic white sauce. So having the combination between the cheese sauce and the bechamel, that's what's going to not only thicken up this sauce, but add it some creaminess and that good cheese flavor and make this taste like a really good homemade cheeseburger or really cheese steak burger. and pasta. And so now that we got them in, we're gonna just stir them. Now, don't worry when you first add yours if it looks a little lumpy and I got parts on it, my spatula there. It's okay. Really, honestly, the more that it cooks up a little bit and just comes to a boil, all those lumps will dissolve. It's just the powder absorbing the water, so it's fine. Don't worry about anything like that. They will dissolve. They won't be lumpy by the time they're done. So to this mixture, you can see it's already starting to thicken up a little bit. I'm going to add 8 ounces of cream cheese. This is totally optional. You could also add a cup of sour cream if you prefer that. It just gives a good creaminess, kind of a rich texture to it, to the pasta dish. And so the cream cheese is going to take a little bit to melt, so I just prefer to kind of break it up a little bit with my spatula here as I cook it. And this little burner isn't as effective as like your stovetop would be. It'd be a lot better on the stovetop, but just kind of stir it around, try to melt that cream cheese in as much as possible. Break it up a little bit with your spatula, and it'll melt as it gets to temperature better, and it'll just fully incorporate with the whole dish. And so that's just we're gonna let it just kind of simmer and boil and melt that cream cheese in and combine all these ingredients. It just takes a few minutes. So really, this is a pretty quick dish to make because your meat is pre-cooked. Honestly, I'm doing all this while the pasta is boiling and while the pasta is cooking. So when you're multitasking like that and doing them at the same time, it really takes just as long as it does for the pasta to cook. It's really less than 10 minutes. So if you were going to make a box meal like Hamburger Helper or something, it would take just as long. But this is going to be far more healthy, and it's going to taste a lot better too. And you can adjust your amounts too to make a bigger or smaller meal if you want. So now that the pasta is done, I've got the pasta strained, and I just put it right back into the same pan that I cooked it in. We're going to add our Thrive Life freeze-dried shredded cheese. I love this cheese. It's so great. I'm just finishing off the can. There was about a cup of cheese, maybe a cup and a half or so of cheese. I just wanted to finish off the can. So I'm putting it on top of the pasta. The pasta's still a little warm, but remember the cheese hasn't rehydrated yet, but that's okay because when I pour this cheeseburger sauce on top, it's going to rehydrate the cheese and melt it at the same time. So we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It'll be amazing. I just want to make sure get as much of that cream cheese mixed in and melted, and it's okay if there's still a few lumps because you're going to hand mix the cheese and pasta for a little bit anyway, just to make sure the cheese gets all melted. So go ahead and combine them all into the same pan. Make sure you scrape all that deliciousness out. And you can see I've got cream cheese chunks there that it's fine. They'll break up and blend up as I stir it all together. And you want to stir it for just a minute because, again, that cheese has not been rehydrated yet. We just put it in freeze-dried on top of the pasta. So as we stir it into the sauce, it will both rehydrate and start melting into this pasta dish. So just give it a good stir. Make sure you fully coat that cheese really well. Get all that cream cheese broken up and blended in. And it's a lot easier to do this with the cream cheese when it's got the bulkiness of the pasta to work against. That'll help break up the cream cheese versus in the sauce, there's no resistance to it to help it break up. So this will be great. Just give it you can see it's already breaking up, and you just want to mix it up really good. Give it just a minute to rehydrate that cheese and get that cheese melted, and you're good to go. This is pretty much done at this point. Like I say, you just look for all your cream cheese, and you can see it just mixes in there. And even the cheese, as I was mixing it, I could see the cheese melted and already starting to get stringy and perfect, just like melted cheese is supposed to. So the smell is amazing too. It smells so delicious. And here's the final product. And there you go. So this whole thing, less than 10 minutes. That's like Hamburger Helper fast, but so much healthier for you. So look at that. Oh, this cheeseburger pasta. Look at that.
So you could use any pasta shape you want. I just grabbed these macaroni noodles because actually my son grabbed them. I told him to pick whatever he wanted and he grabbed these. So let's see how it turned out. Oh, it's hot. That's good. This would be a really good mac and cheese even without the meat. It's got that cheese, the cheese sauce and the bechamel makes a perfect like creamy cheesy sauce without being too overpowering. I really like it. And this is, because this is the diced beef instead of ground beef, it's more like a steak burger. It's little upscale. Definitely a comfort food meal. Super easy to do as a meal in a jar too. So thanks for watching. Try it. Leave a comment. Let us know if you try it and what you think. And we'll see you next week for next week's recipe. Thanks for watching.